You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's going on, everybody? Mark Farzetta with you here for your Locked On Phillies Postcast live once again, and our final show this year from the carport. Actually, end of the month, I might be doing another show from the carport. I don't know, but the crab feast was fantastic. The Phillies baseball was obviously gut-wrenching again. A 5-0 lead. A 5-0 lead this time. Bryce Harper had a 12-pitch at bat. He won that 12-pitch at bat with a double. You have Allard going out there tonight, absolutely dealing in his work this evening. And of all people, Jeff Hoffman blows it. Carlos Estevez gets asked to pitch a second inning because it's in essence a bullpen game tonight, and he doesn't have enough stuff to get through the 10th inning, and the Phillies lose 6-5 for their sixth consecutive loss. This is not fun. It's the opposite of fun. It's like if fun is a crab feast, which I had earlier today, that's fun. If not fun, the opposite of that is watching the Phillies blow a 5-0 lead and lose their sixth in a row to start this 10-game road trip 0-2. That's not fun at all. Not fun at all. But welcome into the show. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more as, of course, playoffs are getting closer and closer in Major League Baseball. And the summer doesn't have exactly what you hoped it would, but you can still bet on big games across the pond. Make sure you do so with FanDuel, hooking up all customers with boosts and a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, something for everyone every day, all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. To jump into three big things, the term snake bit is one that we have talked about on this show. It's one that I hate to use because it kind of makes it seem like you don't have control over what the outcome could have been, especially when you look at this Phillies team. And they absolutely had control. The Phillies, I don't want to hear about the home plate umpire tonight, although we will talk about him because he was terrible. It was just like, I guess that's a strike in the first inning. That won't be a strike in the third inning, but in the sixth inning, it'll be a strike again. And then in the ninth, it won't be a strike, but in the 10th, it will be a strike. So let's just play a guessing game all night long. So that wasn't fun. We'll get to it. But the Phillies, as this game went on, especially in that sixth inning, I felt that the Phillies got the luckiest break of lucky breaks. Raleigh should have been safe at home plate. I don't know why. I don't know if the Mariners didn't think that they had the right angle on it. I don't know what the case was, but whatever it was, I felt like they made the wrong call. JT Realmuto made an incredible athletic play, but I feel like his tag was too high. I thought the foot got under, and I thought what would have been the go-ahead sixth run of the ballgame at that point in the sixth inning for the Mariners should have scored. But for whatever reason, I believe the Phillies got a lucky break. It wasn't called that way. They didn't challenge it. It wasn't called that way. And the Phillies ended up only coming away with a tie in that situation, 5-5, as opposed to being down 6-5 at that point in the game. That's the biggest lucky break that the Phillies got in this one. You know what else is a good break? So that, to me, is the number one thing. But beyond that, the Phillies had a 5-0 lead. And you had Orion Kerkering go out there and pitch a scoreless first inning, which is all you can ask of him. You can't ask him to be perfect. He wasn't, but he was perfect for what you needed tonight, which was just one inning of work. You give the ball over to Allard, and he does his job. The offense does their job. You have a guy going out tonight in Alec Boehm who got you 3 RBIs. I mentioned that you finally got an extra base hit from Bryce Harper, something that might crack the code as to what he needs to break out of the slump that he has been in since the All-Star break. I'm watching guys go out there and flail away at pitches outside the strike zone. You had a vintage Nick Castellanos moment there in the top of the 10th inning that was just him flailing away at a low and away breaking ball that he had no business hacking at, but he did. But this offense got you those 5 runs by the 5th inning, and you were enjoying that 5-0 lead. Allard gives up the 1 home run. He doesn't allow the wheels to come off later in that 5th inning. He gets out of that jam in the 5th, and he handles his business. Then you go to Jeff Hoffman, an all-star pitcher. And Jeff Hoffman, of course, has his worst outing. in 3 years. He had not given up 4 runs in an inning since September of 2021. That is abysmal. You want to talk about snake bit? You want to talk about things not falling into place for you? All right, sure. Yeah, a guy has his worst outing in 3 years. Yeah, okay, maybe we could talk about that. Sure. Snake bit a little bit? Absolutely. But this loss wasn't because the Phillies were snake bit. This loss was because the Phillies just blew a 5-0 lead. And they couldn't get enough bullpen help, unfortunately. Jose Alvarado has some luck on his side for the inning that he was in there despite battling and putting himself in an awful position. He was able to get out of it. And the Phillies' backs were against the wall so much. And this is number 3. Carlos Estevez had to go out there on the hill for the Phillies for a second time. The first time he was asked to go out since May 18th of this season to pitch beyond just 1 inning of work. And the Phillies couldn't get him any help. We're still looking for answers. And you really thought you were going to get those answers from this Phillies team in the early goings of this ball game, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they had established a big lead. And you're thinking you've had one of the best bullpens in baseball, if not the best bullpen in baseball, pretty much all season long. They've certainly had their struggles coming back from the All-Star break. But you thought 5 runs, let's not get ridiculous. This team can protect 5 runs. And nothing goes right for this Phillies team, and that rings true yet again tonight. Whether it was Bryce Harper and the other at-bats, other than, of course, the 6 consecutive foul balls he had when it was a 3-2 count, worked it up to that 12-pitch at bat, and then he got the double. Other than that, you're still seeing him swing at pitches at his eyes. You're seeing Trey Turner swing at pitches at his highs. Nick Castellanos with another off night. You also see Bryson Stott just getting under pitches left and right and continuously seeing him fly out to deep right field. And that's something that you really hadn't seen him do recently. So if you're talking about a guy that could be breaking out of it soon, maybe it's Bryson Stott in terms of maybe getting a little bit of a power stroke back. But you just need singles from him. You just need base hits from him. You need him to get on base to help this team win. And he was unable to do that tonight. Little things that you were waiting for, just a break when things started to go downhill to right the ship, they didn't happen, other than the biggest thing that I mentioned earlier, which was the Phillies did not go down 1 run in that 6th inning. They kept the score at least tied at 5 at that point in the game. That, if you're looking for luck to be on your side, that's luck being on your side. If you're watching the show on YouTube, luck on my side doesn't really have a thing right now because I'm barely able to get into my notes with the carport production that we're doing tonight, and of course the bugs flying around. If you there's one bug right in my face. Nice little moth attracted to the spotlight here. But yeah, if you're looking for luck for the Phillies, other than that 6th inning in an inning where you gave up 4 runs, you were lucky to not give up 5 in that inning. So let me know where you're at with the Phillies right now in the comment section. Of course, we'll get to your thoughts as the show goes on tonight. If you want to talk about luck, I'm really trying to ignore what the Braves are doing. I'm trying to ignore what the Mets are doing. I know they both lost, so that's good that happened, of course, because talking about a 5-game lead in the division is a lot better than talking about a 4-game lead in the division. But they got problems in-house right now. They don't got problems anywhere else but inside, because if they don't fix what's going on right now with that baseball team, if they can't stop the bleeding, if they can't get out of this quicksand they seem to be in right now, then we don't have to worry about the Braves. They're just going to scoot on past the Phillies before you know it. So we've asked this question last night. I thought we were going to be heading in a better direction today. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Where are you at with this Phillies team? Do they get out of this? Because it feels like when you're starting this 10-game road trip, and the most optimistic people on the planet will tell you they just need to get away. They just need to get on the road. They need to have this off day. And they need to turn it around. That's how they're going to do it. They're going to turn it around like that. Still waiting. When we come back, I want to get into your comments, of course, and want to talk about what you guys are seeing when it comes to this Phillies team and how they break out of it exactly, because I'm just not seeing it yet. Back in a second, you're Locked On Phillies postcast. FanDuel, you guys have heard us talking about FanDuel a lot. FanDuel, make every moment more as playoffs wind down and sports stops sporting like they used to. But this summer, FanDuel, don't worry about it. You know what they're doing? FanDuel is hooking up all customers. That's not all new customers. That's all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. Something for everyone every day, all summer long. And all you got to do is visit FanDuel.com to get started, whether it's the World Series odds, World Series winner, Dodgers going off still at plus 330, Phillies going off still at plus 490 going into today, New York Yankees at plus 550 on FanDuel. And where I'm at right now in Baltimore, their Orioles are going off at plus 600. As for the MVP winner, Bryce Harper somehow still very much in this race. Plus 1,000. He only trails Shohei Ohtani on FanDuel at minus 950. So make sure you visit FanDuel.com to get started. And once again, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. So go to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Supplyhouse.com. Get the supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is a reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts. Good Lord. From over 400 of the top brands, and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. If you need help with an order, supplyhouse.com is the place to go because you can get the expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business at supplyhouse.com with their business and talk to trades and also talk to the real people every time. Pros in the skilled trades get a competitive edge by joining supplyhouse.com's free Trade Master program. Get every trade master that signs up will get access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade professionals already benefiting from the free membership at supplyhouse.com/TM. That's supplyhouse.com/TM, and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com. That's supplyhouse.com. This is going to be interesting here when it comes to the comments because I'm going to have to tap the phone as opposed to going on my laptop here, which for whatever reason is not being really nice to me. And that is annoying. So let's get to the comments here. Graham, oh, you're in Perth. That's cool. Oh, are we actually doing this? Are we actually getting involved here? Let's see this. Let's see if this actually works out well for me here. Let's see if I get some luck on my side, unlike the Phillies in the later innings of this ball game. Let's see. How many 3-run leads are the Phillies going to blow before the relievers remember what they're there for, says Johnson Wall. I believe they're up to 6 now. 6, at least 3-run leads blown. I believe it's 5 3-run leads blown, as in exact 3-run leads. Blowing a 5-run lead, then blowing a 4-run lead, that's difficult to do. But the Phillies, guess what? By golly, they did it. Dean, what's going on? Deet Heart Scramble. It's kind of how I feel right now. Murphy's Law, Phillies Sports Edition. Absolutely feels like that. Babs, only losers point to other teams' results when our team loses. Babs coming in, piping hot. I mean, look, I know it's a loser mentality. That's why it's not the highlight for me. But when I look at just about everything else, it would have been really nice to at least get right back to 6. It would have been really nice to get right back to 6 games up. And unfortunately, that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about a team staying 5 games up. Wow, the chat was really popping off tonight. Love to see this. Oh, you're in Perth, Australia, Graham. That's cool. Swinging like Rusty Gates. Joseph Klinger, what's going on? Hate extra innings. I hated extra innings tonight, tell you that much. Haniger should have went down looking. He absolutely should have. He absolutely should have. felt like there was a couple of instances there where he really had himself some luck. Yeah, in that last at bat, that walked it off. Definitely some instances there. And Ryan Willis, who was the home plate umpire, again, I'm not blaming him because, again, the Phillies blew a 5-0 lead. So if you want to talk about an umpire, I don't know what to tell you. At least not talking about the Braves, not talking about the Mets, just talking about yourself. And then okay, if your energy is about the Braves and the Mets and the umpire, then I don't know what to tell you, other than you are concentrating on things outside the Phillies' control. The umpire they can't do anything about. Bryce Harper going down swinging in the 10th inning, I think it was, or 9th inning. 9th inning on that inside 3-2 pitch. That's a pretty close ball to take. It's a ball, but it is close to take. I don't believe you're calling that on Bryce Harper. Inside off the plate tends to get called less than just barely off the plate on the outside. For him to take that pitch on the inside, I thought was totally justified. Should he have fouled it away? I mean, yeah, in retrospect, he should have, but it also shouldn't have been called what it was, which was it was called a strike when it was a ball. But again, I'm not focusing on the umpire. I'm not going to focus on anything else other than the way the Phillies actually played in this game. But Haniger is definitely one that should have went down looking. I agree. Johnson Ball, what's going on? Why do they keep putting us through this pain? I don't know. I wish I did. Harry, can't they lodge some kind of complaint against the idiot ump? Yeah, they absolutely can. Matt, I'm switching to cricket. Dean, we could blame the umps all we want. Still never lose a 5-run lead. Unacceptable. Yeah, I this is all true stuff. 1,000 bazillion %. Barbara Carroll, what's up, Babs? 6 all-star pitchers and can't close out a 5-0 lead. Like Hoffman's gonna kill you. Matt Foster. Like the Hoffman thing kills you. The fact that he couldn't get it done today in the 6th inning. As far as he overslept. No, I'm just getting everything set up. Swinging. What's up, Swinging? After the Eagles and Flyers choke jobs, if this team really one-ups them, I'll be numb. Just before I came out to the carport, I heard my man Ben Davis on the TV post game talking about finding ways to win. How the Phillies in the first half of the season, they were finding ways to win. You guys have heard me say this already. I hate that now. The Eagles, for me, this season, killed that phrase, because that can be a good storyline for in baseball. It can be a good storyline for a week or two. In football, it could be a story for like, hey, and you know what? In November, they found ways to win, something like that. But if it's the storyline of the entire season, that's a problem, because that means in a lot of instances, one little bounce one way or another, one little call one way or another, a drop one way or another means that was the decision in the game. That was the decisive factor in the game as to why you won that game, why you came back, why you almost won, why you did win. When you control games and you're just blowing teams out, as the Phillies had done at some points of this year on good stretches, especially being still one of the best run differential teams in all of baseball, you're looking at a team that has controlled games. In the first half of the season, there were a couple of those games, extra inning games, that you were still able to pull out, or games that you were able to win with by 1 run. So looking at it like that, yeah, you did scratch and claw. You did find ways to win. But I never felt like that was the true MO of the first half of the season. But when I heard my man Ben Davis say that, I went, I really hope that's not the case. And I hope the Phillies can get back to controlling games start to finish, where you feel like your starter's going to give you 6 innings, at least give you a quality start, maybe a better than quality start, 6 innings, 2 runs, as opposed to 6 innings and 3 runs. And then your bullpen comes in and you feel confident giving the ball to Matt Strahm and Jeff Hoffman and now Carlos Estevez. I mean, the fact that he had to be asked to do something he hadn't done since mid-May tells you all you need to know about the status of this Phillies team. I mean, think about this. Taijuan Walker getting hurt. Now, I'm not blaming injury, but I'm just saying Taijuan Walker getting hurt. Michael Mercado not being a viable option. Tyler Phillips finally getting his bell rung at the major league level. Having to go to a bullpen game at this point, even after you got, 4 good innings from Allard tonight. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And then of all the people to let you down, Hoffman is the one that comes back to get you, and it's his worst appearance in 3 years. It's baseball's a funny game, as they say. 824. This team is poop emoji. It's over. I'm done. From South Carolina. I pay to watch. Worst collapse I've ever seen. Yikes. Miles, what's going on? There were so many good things about this game. Let's not lose sight of the positives. Miles. If the Phillies had just won 5 in a row and they lose this game, then hey, that's baseball. But this is a season worst skid. Bryce Harper is in a historic Bryce Harper slump. He was playing like an MVP. And I know I just rattled off to you the stats, the odds of him winning the MVP award again this year for a third time in his career. They're pretty damn good. But I ain't looking at silver linings right now, man. Because I don't think the Phillies are going to go in that dugout being like, hey, remember we were up 5-0? Because that's only going to lead to, and then we blow it. Hey, maybe individually, Bryce Harper feels better about his 12th pitch at bat. Maybe he feels better about winning that with a double. But ultimately, he was stranded. He didn't come around to score on that. Phillies were lucky to be able to get some runs there across. Well, not lucky, but they did cash in later in the ballgame. The 4th inning is when Bryce Harper had that 12th pitch at bat to lead it off. He's fouled off 6 baseballs after the 3-2 count. Then Bohm grounded out to third. Marsh got the single, so you got 2 runners on, but you weren't able to have Harper advance on that. Then Real Muto goes up and strikes out. Nick Castellanos grounds out to third to end it. 5th inning comes around. Stott flies out to left field to start things off. Hayes gets the single. Schwarber works the walk. You got 2 runners on with 1 out, first and second. Then you get Turner to step up there with the infield single to third. You got a bases loaded situation with 1 out. They change out Miller for Saucedo. They bring in Harper, comes up to the plate, flies out to left field. You got 2 outs. Alec Bohm steps up to the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs. You need somebody to deliver. He delivered in that instance. You want to get him going? He's already been going. You want to get Brandon Marsh going again? He started to get going as well. He got the base hit as well tonight to drive in another 2 runs. It went from a 3-0 ball game to a 5-0 ball game there in the 5th inning. Then Haniger went up there and he hit the home run in the bottom of the 5th. It was a 5-1 game. They brought in Hoffman for the 6th. That's where they started to get hit around. And then later in the ball game, 8th inning, Hayes was up there. He got a strike called on him on a 1-0 pitch. That was another questionable one. Outside the zone, got called for a strike. Later struck out in that at bat. The Phillies get out of a jam in the 8th inning. I think it was Alvarado at that point. Yeah, it was Alvarado at that point. Strom, other than hitting a guy, had 1, 2, 3 inning in the 7th inning after putting Robles on base by plunking him. Oh, that's another thing. I have it in the graphic up there, so you guys have seen it already, but goodness gracious. The Phillies, 6 walks, and they hit 3 guys. You award 9 base runners in that game. Yeesh. I understand some of those base runners were gifted that, not just by inaccurate pitching, but rather generous calls. Harper did have a double today. I'm happy that he had the double. Amir, there you go. Hitless after the 5th inning, blew a 5-run lead. Unable to move the runner in extras. JT Cassie Stott. Nothing sounds pretty bad to me. Yeah, Amir, I'm with you. That's what I'm looking at. Farzy, I'm sending you up to pinch hit for Harper. I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if that'll help things. I'm more of a vibes guy. I'm more of a. I might be I might just be able to compete with Garrett Stubbs. That's pretty much it. I'm a straight up vibes guy. That's another one. Talking about oddities. Okay, so what have we talked about so far as oddities go? Hoffman's awful outing. Again, worst in 3 years. Say it one more time. Stott absolutely throwing the ball into the third. Dak was pretty terrible as well. And Estevez having to go out there for a 2nd inning. And yeah, Taijuan Walker might be back next week. I'm not saying that because it's joyful. I'm saying that because it might cut down at least on bullpen games. Ranger Suarez should throw tomorrow, possibly, maybe Monday. Hopefully, get him back sooner rather than later. Oof, Frank. This team is going to make 1964 look like a bake sale. Yeah, this is pretty terrible. Woody, Phillies is a joke. All right. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful, as per usual. All right, coming up, we're going to take a look at what the Phillies could do. We didn't get it today. It's what we asked for yesterday. We'll ask for it again when we come back. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back after this. You guys using Liquid IV? You should be using Liquid IV. When you're talking about America's pastime, don't forget to hydrate with Liquid IV's Popsicle Firecracker flavor. A surefire summer hit. Popsicle Firecracker flavor. Sounds fantastic. And I do mean that. After this weekend with the in-laws, I need some hydration. And Liquid IV, there's nothing better. Liquid IV makes me feel 1,000 times better than before I drink Liquid IV. After I drink Liquid IV, I feel like I'm back, baby. Whether that's ready to do a postcast or ready to party and crush some crabs for another couple hours. It's just that amazing. So treat yourself every once in a while with Liquid IV. Get hydrated with electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powered hydration brand in America. Because baseball and summer go together like Liquid IV and indulgent hydration. No more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use promo code MLB at checkout. That's promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. That's liquidiv.com. Boy, oh boy, Phillies are going to be back at it tomorrow afternoon, 4:10 start time for your Philadelphia Phillies. What do they need to do? Well, I said yesterday, I know Bryce Harper got the double. He had the 12th pitch at bat. Played well at first, trying to pick some errant throws here and there. Made a couple of good plays at third base. I still just think he needs a day. I know they just had a day off as a team. Bryce sitting it out for a minute, Alec Bohm playing first, and Mundo Sosa there at third base, I think could do the Phillies a heck of a lot of good when it comes to their 4:05 start time tomorrow in Seattle to round out this series. They've already lost 6 in a row. Back-to-back sweeps for the Phillies would also be something that I don't know how many Phillies fans could stomach at this point. You will have Zach Wheeler on the hill tomorrow. He'll go against Logan Gilbert. Wheeler 10-5 with a 2.94 ERA. Gilbert 6-7 with a 3.11 ERA. He'll be throwing against the Phils tomorrow. I'm making requests, but I don't think Rob Thompson is going to be making any significant changes to this Phillies lineup tomorrow. I don't think you're going to see Bryce Harper bat 6 or anything crazy like that. I'm just talking about giving the guy another day off to try to right this ship. I don't know if you just say to hell with it. Tomorrow we're just going to go with, we're going to say, fine, let's get 7 losses in a row. Everybody sits. Wheeler, go out there and get us out of this. The Phillies need a stopper. Tyler Phillips had been that stopper. Didn't work out for the Phillies yesterday. Zach Wheeler has been a stopper throughout his career. Phillies sure as heck need him to be that stopper tomorrow. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Locked On Philadelphia Postcast channel. I'll be back in studio tomorrow night, so say goodbye to the carport. It does still smell like crabs. There's no foxes mating tonight, no cicadas flying into my face. There was a big moth. But other than that, and the Phillies being terrible at baseball. Other than that, it felt pretty good. Thanks for being with me tonight. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia's YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.